I wanted to make this video in response to a video that one of my members of my Unleash Me community sent to me, and they essentially told me that they're starting out this year, they're trying to figure out what direction they want to go, that they have multiple streams of income, but
hope you had a good Christmas and a good New Year's and everything. And I wanted to say I'm still alive, but I got off social media for at least 40 days. I'm going to try to quote unquote figure out my life. I need to just figure out what I'm going to do for money and stuff and figure that out, which side I'm going to be on. Sorry, my pain level is about a 6 today, so I'm having troubles kind of concentrating. So I just wanted to tell you that I am doing a 40-day social media fast and a prayer fast that I'm doing with my church. I'm just extending it a little bit longer. I really need to concentrate on some things in my life, kind of figure out the direction that I'm wanting to go. And Brandi, I know you're going to help me with kind of what direction, and that's kind of what we've started and everything. So I'm also trying to find a new doctor, and I've been working the delivery from about 7 o'clock till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I come home and we have an hour of Bible time. And I mean, by then I'm wore out. I'm still here taking a little breather, but during that breather, Brandi, I do want to talk to you about kind of maybe where I want to go, you know, with everything, if it's gonna be Amazon or Etsy or something like that. But I'm just really trying to focus right now on just being away from social media so I can just stop having imposter syndrome, focus on what my purpose is. So I'm really concentrating on all that, and I think it's going to help me in the end. But we got us a cheaper apartment that we move in April, so that's good. That's going to save us $700 a month. I also did a thing on Medium, and that's something else I'm going through. If you want to do look at my Medium. I love you. Bye.
And they essentially told me that they're starting out this year, they're trying to figure out what direction they want to go, they're taking a 40-day social media fast, that they have multiple streams of income, but they're also trying to fit in some things in their life, like their time with God and reading the Bible. And they also struggle with imposter syndrome, which, if you don't know what that is, that means that you feel like a fraud, and so you kind of maybe just don't take any action, and you feel like, oh, what are people going to think about me? And you just kind of struggle with doing anything. When I say Unleash Me in my Unleash Me community, it really is for the people that are trying to figure out what direction they want to go, and they're trying to find their purpose and who they want to be, what they were put on this earth to accomplish. And I struggle with all the same things. Okay, so they also talked about that they wanted to save money, that they were downsizing, that they were making a move in their life. Originally, when we had first talked, they wanted to get into RV life, but they ended up living in an apartment for a while. And then some of their finances have kind of shifted, and things that they care about or don't care about, and their lifestyle has changed. So they've decided to make another move. But we've talked about budgeting and downsizing, and I was really happy when they said that they were saving money. But they also have started blogging and started a blog on medium.com, which I probably never share on here, but you can start a blog completely free on medium.com, and you can actually sign up for their partner program and get paid to blog. If you ever follow me and you're like, hey, how could I start this whole thing for free? Medium.com. And I'm not even getting paid to tell you that, but I even have a secret blog on medium.com. Another thing that I wanted to mention, if you're trying to figure out what direction to go, and my assumption is, if you follow me, you're like, okay, well, I have all of these things. And so you probably have social media. And so if you're feeling like, oh, I need to take a social media fast. I use social media strictly for business. I do post personal things, but I do not post, hey, look at me and my honey. I would say my kids, but I don't have kids, but I have my dogs. I do post about those things, but it's all in some kind of way to get people to take action on getting a download, signing up for a course, joining my Unleash Me community, which I'll put a link to below this video, buying my book, get them to do something, sign up for my email list, or get into my realm somehow. Even making this video, my goal would be for you to hopefully become a part of my community over at Unleash Me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, tap that little bell icon so you're notified every time I publish another video. Do you get it? I try to get people to take some kind of action. action. So it's called a call to action in my videos. By me sharing parts of my life and parts of who I am, whether it be about my dogs or my RV or behind the scenes. I know this may look crazy in here, but I've actually learned that more people come and show up to see me and what I have to say than what is going on in the background of my videos. I just wanted to kind of comment back to this, what I would call, I guess, a Q&A Tuesday about how do you find what direction that you want to go. Maybe it is fasting from social media, but for me, if I take off from social media, my business would suffer. And taking off from social media, maybe it just means that you don't go and actively comment on social media, or maybe you just do it once a week. I could post on social media and schedule everything to go out, and no one would ever know that I'm not even on social media. In fact, I do it all the time. Okay? And actually, the one thing I will say is this person that commented about this, I see them on social media and they are so good at posting content online. They post all the time. They post pictures, they post little stories, they post updates. And what I feel, it's not that you're not doing it, it's that you're not doing it the right way. Maybe you don't have a call to action at the end. Maybe you're just like, hey, let me tell you about what I'm doing right now in my life. I figure out ways, how can I share that content? I also don't do it in real time. Okay, but I try to figure out how can I collect that content? How can I be capturing all of these things? Because you can always be collecting, always be capturing. It's called the ABCs. Instead of being worried about posting all the time, and I kind of learned this when I went on my trips last year, which you probably don't even know about because I haven't even had time to share them with you. I went on some trips. I went to Cuba, I went to Jamaica, I went to the Bahamas, and I went to Puerto Rico. I'm sure we did a lot of other things, but I also adopted like 3 dogs in 1 year. And we're getting ready to get rid of one of them, so I started a dog rescue, relaunched Blogging Brandi, Blogging, instead of Blogging, Bloggin, Brandi, and I screwed up so many things in the relaunching of that. And so I'm literally trying to drag people from one profile on all the social media platforms to the other profile. And I wish that I would have just changed the name. And so when you talk about imposter syndrome or trying to figure out your purpose, trust me, when I started out, I didn't have thousands and thousands of followers and hundreds of thousands of views on videos. In fact, if you look at this channel, it literally is me starting from zero. And about a year ago, I started from zero. And so somebody even made the comment a couple months ago when I was sitting down to have dinner with them. They were posting on their Instagram profile, and I was like, oh, let me follow you. And they made the comment when they went to follow me back, like, oh, you only have 50 followers. Like, no joke. But I also, if you look at all the other platforms, on one of them I have, 9,000 followers, and then on another one I have thousands of followers on another YouTube channel. And so, yeah, I screwed up. I screwed up trying to create this new person and this new profile. And so I wish that I just would have rebranded myself, and there's a lot of reasons of why that happened. I was actually creating what is now RVing for Bosses, a course teaching people how to brand themselves online, go through all the social media, create an email list, logo, tagline, literally make themselves a person, a business, an icon online, and how to promote themselves. So how to create a website, how to create a blog, start an email list, get followers, all that fun stuff was what is called RVing for Bosses. The sucky part about it is that I called it RVing for Bosses. And I don't want to say it has nothing to do with RVing, because technically it does, because if you actually took the course, I share all about how I created Arversity and my downloads and how I walk people through the process, as well as Birdie's Doghouse and myself. So I literally take you behind the scenes of myself, but I wish I would have called it something different, and eventually I probably will. I just wanted you to know that if you're trying to figure out what direction to go and you're like, I just feel like a fraud no matter which way I go, I've been there. I used to feel like I had to have all my makeup on before I could make a video. I used to feel like I had to have everything perfect, the scenes set up, and used to have curtains here. Things have been so crazy. You have no idea that I went on this Christmas cruise and my dog got super, super sick, and my mom broke her foot. My grandma's been in the hospital. If you only knew, you'd be happy I was even making this video for you. So that's why I say, if you're struggling with imposter syndrome, if you're struggling with which direction do I go, at the end of last year, I started something called Unniche Me, which is my community for people that are multi-passionate. They want multiple streams of income. They follow me. They're like, hey, Brandi, I think I want to be an entrepreneur. I've started this business thing. I don't know what to do with it. And I have these social media profiles and I post on them, but what do I do with these? I've been there. I literally have this whole online presence like sitting over there. and then this new person that I've been trying to grow from zero for a year. I got bad business advice. But what I'm happy about is that during that process of talking about only RV life and only business and only certain parts of my life, I did create all of these things. And so what I've spent over this last year and even over these last couple months was building what I'm calling a niche me in my community, and also content that helps support people in all those facets. And also, if you don't know how I ever even got started making videos, making content, and making money, quitting my job, was from reselling online. I've tried to take everything that I created and put it into one space, which is a niche me. And so I'm still building it. It's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect or even grow if I don't get people in it and say, hey, what do you think about this? So that I can get advice to grow it. So if you're like, oh, if once everything's so perfect, then I'll release it to people, then I'll share it with people, then I'll promote it. No, what you should do is promote it and promote it and promote it and get advice on it and figure out like, oh, I like this thing, or oh, people like it, or oh, they're not following me, or oh, they don't want to buy it. Or I would almost say throw spaghetti at the wall. Make the course, write the book, give your advice, sell yourself, allow people to book calls with you, start a GoFundMe, start a YouTube channel, put something out there to have people go critique and say either you suck or you're amazing, and see where you get likes, where you get comments, to know what direction to go. So if you hit pause, if I hit pause, I honestly want to tell you, if I hit pause on social media, on my YouTube channel, on all these things, it crushes my little soul, because I get no comments except YouTube. I still always get comments because I make content on YouTube that people are searching for. So if you look at my content on YouTube, which is my favorite platform, people search for my content. So they're looking for the questions that I'm asking. So probably the title of this video will be like, how to figure out what direction you want to go, or title it focusing on what my purpose is. But my point is, you're not going to figure out what direction to go if you don't take a step in any direction. I made courses, I wrote books, I created merchandise. I have a whole website called Arversity.com all about my RV life and RVing, and then I have a whole thing about Birdie's Doghouse, and then I have Blog and Brandi, and I have something called Plaid Boss, and it's like, oh my gosh, that's so much stuff. Yes, it is, and that's why I've spent so much time trying to combine it and put it all in one place called a niche me. So people can go to this one place and find like all these things. If you said, who is Blog and Brandi? I would literally say like a lifestyle blogger, a lifestyle vlogger, a person that shares more than just one thing. I wish that I wouldn't have pushed pause, or that I didn't push pause on RV life, or on my business and branding side, or even at times on my dog rescue. Anytime that I press pause, it makes things suffer. And I'm not saying you shouldn't take a break, and that you shouldn't find time to be with God, and that you shouldn't have things that help you recharge your batteries, because I do have to take time off, and I do take time off. But I do it in a way like, oh, I'll take this week off, or I'll take this weekend off, or maybe I just won't talk for like 2 weeks. I never really do it in like a controlled fashion or a controlled manner and say like, oh, for the next 30 days I'm gonna vlog, or for the next 30 days I'm not gonna vlog. Because what happens is I always end up screwing up, and I break that streak. Even today, my boyfriend was like, oh man, go to the gym. He didn't go to the gym. I didn't go to the gym. New year, whoopsie-doo-dah, we broke that resolution that we never even made. But my point is, if you want to find out what direction to go, maybe a fast is right for you, but also maybe decluttering your life, maybe figuring out what to remove from your life is a good thing. I do find taking time with God and taking time away does help me recharge my batteries. If you didn't know, I'm an introvert, so I have to do those things. Also, when you're trying all these different things, you're never going to know until you try something. But while you're trying those things, try to figure out, what am I making money from, and what am I spending all my efforts on to make that thing happen? Because you can write a book for free and promote it on social media. You can create merchandise for free, never have to take possession of it. If you wanted to write a book, you could use Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing, write it for free. If you wanted to create your own merchandise, you could go to printful.com and create all your own merchandise, never have a website or anything, set it up with, I think, Stripe, maybe even PayPal, sell merchandise, never take possession of it, but you can sell like a coffee mug and put your name on it, and people can buy it from you. You can do t-shirts. These are just graphic t-shirts, grilling. I think we got this at Lowe's. I did not make this. You can get things made with your logo, or it could be something that says home is where you park it, or whatever ideas you come up with. But I wrote a book. I created merchandise. I created courses. I wanted a place where I could put all these things online. If you go to bloggingbrandi.com, of course you see things, but that's why I created Unniche Me, is because I wanted this place in this space. And honestly, you can create anything you want, but if you don't promote it, if you don't get followers, if you don't have people to follow you, it doesn't even matter that you created that thing. Like, you have to sell it. You have to sell to people. And so I truly do not believe in like putting a bunch of Google ads out there and saying, come follow me, because the people that find me and follow me, I want them to be true people that found me and follow me. And most of my followers are all organic, and also kind of why I recreated myself as Blogging Brandi, Blogging Brandi, from Bloggin, Bloggin Brandi. I just am super excited to share what's going on next with me, but I felt like I kind of wanted to respond to this thing that was presented to me, or this Q&A, and give you a little bit of how not to feel and how I would get past that. The other good thing that I will say before signing off of here with Unniche Me is you don't have to be on social media. In fact, it's an app on your phone that you can go to, and it's called Discord. It's free for my members to talk to me and ask me questions, and I can respond to you kind of like how I'm doing in this video. But you don't have to be on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or anything like that. You can just like text me on your phone and talk to me. And also, I do still offer that people can book calls with me. So it's not that you can't book calls with me. You can still book a call with me. You can still schedule time to chat with me. Of course, that's a paid service, but I do live events, or my plan is to do live events inside of Unniche Me, more of in a group setting. If you've followed me for a while and you're like, hey, I wish I could work with this chick, I wish I could take her courses, I wish I could get to know her more than just her RV, or I do want to know about her RV too. Arversity and all that is completely separate, but Unniche Me is what I created, and something that I've been excited to share, scared to share, worried that people are not going to care about her, that they'll love it. And so I'll put a link to that below this video. You can join that, find out more about that, become a member, and I can answer your questions too. I just wanted to share this for anyone that feels like an imposter, that you're like, okay, what direction do I need to go? Or that I don't know what my purpose is, or you're feeling multi-passionate and you want multiple streams of income. You have all these things swirling around, because I know what that feels like. And I also know what that feels like for someone to tell you like,
oh, you can't have all those things. You can only do this one thing.
No, in fact, that stunted my growth and it screwed me over. And I never got to truly fulfill those things that were inside of me. Because the one thing I'll tell you is, sometimes if you wait too long, it might be too late for you to take action on those things. And that could be death, disability, divorce, things that happen in your life. The reason I say that is because I just want you to know that you need to take action now, not just continue to wait. It could be financial. Maybe you have the money now, maybe you won't have it later. I challenge you to sit down at the beginning of this year and really evaluate yourself, but you don't have to do that alone, okay? If you sit there and try to do it alone, you're just gonna sit there in this like mind warp and think,
okay, yeah, maybe tomorrow, maybe later, maybe I should do this.
You're gonna keep reading, you're gonna keep watching videos, but you're never actually gonna take action. So I would ask questions. I would not just sit there and try to do something by yourself. I wanted to make this video and give you some direction for where to go. Where I would start would be my community, Unniche Me. So find out more about that below this video. Please, please, please be sure to hit the like button below this video and tap that little bell icon, subscribe to the channel, and be notified the next time that I publish a new video. I'm trying to keep up a streak, whether I vlog or blog, share more with you about me. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.